This is Ella Star with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, April 5th, 2025. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by Amwager.com. AMWAGER. Amwager.com is a legal online U.S. based horse race wagering website with great betting tools and perks. Legal for residents of most states and covering most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. Check it out, amwager.com. While you're there, you can get some good content, including the written version of this podcast, the Key Races and Bets blog, totally free at amwager.com. Click on How to Bet and Ella Star's blog. As you probably know, this is a fantastic week of racing throughout the country with 5 weeks to go until the Kentucky Derby and 3 Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks prep races in California, in New York, and in Kentucky. We're going to concentrate this week's Key Races and Bets podcast on the races in New York, but you can get my other content by following me on X, Twitter, at UberCapper, on Blue Sky, at UberCapper, and on Instagram, at UberCapper1, where there are links to other analysis of races at the other tracks this weekend. We're going to start with the Carter Stakes, race 10 at Aqueduct, 5:06 Eastern. On Saturday, April 5th, the horse to be is Quince Brew. It's the only horse I'm going to talk about here, because Quince Brew is a standout, in my opinion, even in this 8-horse field in which 6 of the 8 won their last starts, and the other 2 finished second. Quince Brew is a lightly raced 4-year-old with 4 wins and 1 third-place finish in 5 races, and the third-place effort can be ignored. He was interfered with and moved up to second after the winner was disqualified. Both of Quince Brew's races this year have been superb, winning by 6 lengths in January at a mile around one turn, then hand-ridden to win by 5 lengths, 5.5 lengths actually, on February 15th at this 7-furlong trip. Those efforts are by far the fastest races in the field for 7 furlongs in a mile, earning Quince Brew graded 6 quality Equibase speed figures of 114 and 118. Only Full Moon Madness can come close with the 115 figure winning the Tom Fool Stakes on March 1, but that was at 6 furlongs. At the 7 furlong distance, Full Moon Madness has never won or finished second in 4 races. On the other hand, Quince Brew has 2 wins in 2 tries at 1 mile around one turn, and is 1-for-1 at the 7 furlong trip, excluding the race in which he was interfered with. Now he's making his 3rd start of the year, and at this 7 furlong distance, Quince Brew appears to be the one to beat by far. And because so many of the entrants in this race enter the race off wins, Quince Brew could offer low odds overlay value. So for a win bet, in my opinion, if this race was run 100 times, Quince Brew would win about 70 out of 100, and that makes his fair odds 3-5. So as a low odds overlay win bet, I would bet Quince Brew at 4-5 or more, slightly above that 3-5 fair odds. Now we can play some doubles and pick threes with a great sequence coming up here. 3 sets of bets. The doubles are races 10 and 11. The pick three is 10, 11, 12. In race 10, Quince Brew. In race 11, Mazamac and Curbstone. In race 12, Rodriguez, Grandy, and Statesman. Second ticket, in race 10, Quince Brew. In race 11, Mazamac. In race 12, Rodriguez, Grandy, and Statesman. This one has Mazamac only in race 11. Third ticket, in race 10, Quince Brew. In race 11, Mazamac. In race 12, all. That's in case something wacky happens. Might as well take advantage of it. It's almost like playing a win bet. Moving on to race 11, the Excelsior Stakes. Race 11, Aqueduct, 5:38 Eastern, Saturday, April 5th. The win contenders are Mazamac and Curbstone. And there's an early pace problem in this race, in this 8-horse field, in that Batten Down, Phileas Fogg, and Mama's Gold only win when leading from start to finish. It doesn't really matter that the race is a mile and a quarter and slow pace, because if any 2 of the 3 or all 3 go for the lead at any cost, it appears the pace will be faster than average, and the physical and mental effort will take their toll. I'm eliminating all 3 as win contenders. It is possible, though, that one of them could hang on for second. Mazamac improved markedly since joining the Dutro barn last summer. He's matured significantly over that time. He's won 4 of 6, finished second the other 2. Although his last 2 wins came at a mile and 1/8, he's never run a mile and a quarter. But he's by Breeders' Cup Classic winner Vino Rosso at Harlan's Holiday Mare. I have no doubt that Mazamac will relish the extra 1/8 of a mile. Mazamac enters the race off a career best 111 Equibase speed figure, earned over the track at Aqueduct with Franco in the saddle as he is today. and Masmac's likely to get a great trip, sitting third or fourth off the leader, similar to what he did 4 weeks ago when laying third for the first mile and taking over and drawing off. Now, Curbstone has less of a probability to win, but with a strong record of 6 wins and 4 seconds in 17 dirt races, including 5 wins and 2 seconds in Aqueduct, Curbstone must be respected, particularly as he routinely goes off at odds of 10 to 1 or more. Curbstone's run twice at this distance, finishing first once and second once. He's run even further. He was second at 2 miles on the turf last October. He's a true stayer, which is a horse that can run really long distances. And if Curbstone runs today as he did 1 in October, when he earned a 106 equibase speed figure, he could at least make us some profit in the exacta. In the Excelsior Stakes, race 11 at Aqueduct, 5:38 Eastern, Saturday, April 5th. Masmac, a low odds overlay win bet again, 8 to 5 or more. I will absolutely bet Masmac to win, and I'll bet Curbstone at 3 to 1 or more. Now, due to the likely odds disparity between Masmac and Curbstone, if both are above fair odds, we should bet both to win. And the best way to do this, and to gain a mathematical edge, is to prorate your wagers. That's called using a Dutching tool, which does the work for us. And there's a free one at amwager.com where all you do is select the total you want to wager, select the 2 horses, and all the work is done for you. That's one of many great perks and tools at amwager.com. We'll play some doubles, even though we have pick 3s hopefully live from the last race. First double is going to be Masmac and Curbstone in race 11, Rodriguez, Grande, and Statesman in race 12. The second is going to be Masmac only in race 11, Rodriguez, Grande, and Statesman in race 12. Moving on to the big one, the Woodland Memorial, race 12 at Aqueduct, Saturday, April 5th, post 6:10 Eastern. The win contenders are Grande, Statesman, Rodriguez. And I'm going to start with Why Not, beginning with the 7-2 morning line second choice Captain Cook. He won the Withers at this 9 furlong trip over the track, but that was 9 weeks ago, and he hasn't raced since. At this time of the year with 3-year-olds, that's giving away too much recent form, as every other horse in the field has run since the last week of February. So he's out for me. Also, I understand why Hill Road opens as the third choice at 9-2. He's trained by Chad Brown. He finished third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile November, third in the Tampa Bay Derby in his first start 4 weeks ago as a 3-year-old following 4 months off. But neither of those suggest he can improve enough to win. On the other hand, Grande can improve to win in his third career start, especially since he's 2 for 2 and one of only 2 to have won at this mile and 8 distance, the other being Captain Cook 2 months ago. Grande won his debut at a mile around 1 turn and easily defeated 6 horses at this distance last time out on February 27th, stalking in second for the first half mile, drawing away late and ridden out with gas in the tank. Todd Pletcher's won this race 7 times since 2010 and knows Grande is the type of horse to get the job done. And with logical improvement in his third career start, second at a mile and 1/8, Grande can do just that. Even though I expect his starting odds of 5 to only be bet down a little bit, that's still a lot of value. Statesman comes in very much under the radar with 15 to 1 starting odds. He's won 2 of 5, but is 2 for 2 this year. He improved markedly in his second start of the year on February 26th at Tampa, rallying from 5th to win, to 5th to get to first with an 1/8 of a mile to run and drawing off late. And the 97 equibase speed figure is the second best last race figure in the field behind Sand Devils 102, went second in the Gotham, but that was 1 turn. Trainer Shug McGahee brings Sammy Marin to ride from Tampa on Statesman, and he's 2 for 2 aboard Statesman. McGahee won this race back in 1989 with Easy Goer, the phenomenal Easy Goer, and again in 98 with Coronel's Quest. I trust the Hall of Fame trainer to know when he has a 3-year-old who's getting stronger and smarter at every race and good enough to compete. And he opens at 15 to 1. Rodriguez is a Baffert second or third stringer, having lost to Baffert Citizen Bull in the Robert B. Lewis in February and third behind Journalism in the San Felipe last month, with Baffert's Barnes in second. Rodriguez is ducking Barnes and Journalism. They're running in the San Diego Derby. He's coming to New York. And even Baffert isn't sure how to get the best out of Rodriguez, even though he's by a Derby winner authentic, because he's taking blinkers off for a stakes race. On the other hand, Rodriguez has the rail. He has enough early speed to control the tempo from the start. And the 105 and 101 equibase speed figures earned him breaking his maiden on January 4th and went second in the Lewis 4 weeks later, would make him competitive if repeated. He will be overbet, though, opening at 5 to 2, likely lower due to the fact Baffert trains, and it should be noted Baffert did win this race in 2001 and 2006. So, in the Wood Memorial, Race 12 at Aqueduct, 6:10 Eastern on Saturday, April 5th. Grande, absolutely a win bet at 2-1 or more. Statesman, a win bet at 4-1 or more, maybe a win place. And if we end up betting 2 of the 3 to win, as it appears we will here, we should really use the free Dutching tool in Amwager to achieve the best mathematical edge, prorating our bets for the best return just by selecting how much we want to bet in total and selecting 2 horses and all the math being done for us. In the exacta, because Statesman starts at double-digit odds, there's value. So I'm going to box Statesman and Grande, and I'm going to box Statesman and Rodriguez. Hopefully we'll cash all those great pick 3 tickets. Don't forget, you can get the written version of this podcast, the aptly named Key Races and Bets blog, and it's free at amwager.com. Click on How to Bet and Ella Star's blog. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week.